Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed that introduction there. So I wanted to take a quick look over of Xenogears, as it's either coming in the global side either this week, which would end up on the 22nd, or next month. So it'll be either one of these, and I know for a lot of people they're really tired of the limited edition units and everything, but this is something I personally have been waiting a very long time for. I'm going to be making a very extensive pull video, depending on how Gumi treats the banner. Hopefully they treat it well, because I've been hoarding since Valkyrie profile of last year. So my current stash, if you would call it, is 100,000 lapis, 85 tickets, and a whole bunch of other odds and ends side banner things that probably won't give me anything, but there is a chance. And if there's a chance, I'm gonna go for it. So in this overview, I'm not really gonna call it a review, but I guess if you really want me to, I can. It's like an overview review of all the units that will be in the first batch. There are 2 batches. In the first batch, it will be Faye, Elly, and Bart, and Esmeralda as the 4-star, and Rico as the 3-star. Rico is the 3-star in both batches, by the way. We're only going to be focusing on the first batch. The second batch may or may not happen. I'm not so sure. And also, I'm not so sure if they'll just combine both batches together. I'm just not sure about that right now. But for now, we'll just take it as it is. Rico's the 3-star. I mean, it's really not going to be. He's just not impressive. None of this is impressive, unfortunately. It's just not really a thing that you should ever use. You should never bring this guy to any kind of fight. And you can level him to the max 5-star just for novelty value, but in terms of actual FFBE kit, no. All of his moves are one hit. Like, it's just not good. So it's just not good enough, unfortunately. This TMR is actually not bad, though, for people who are only going to pull a little bit, but they want this TMR because they're like free to play or new or something, and they want this. It's actually not bad. It's not too bad. Let's move on to the next one. This TMR is extremely good for Elly, for people who don't have a lot of magic gear. At least try to get this TMR because it's quite good. I used this back in the day when this came out, because the 5% per turn on top of the auto refresh that your unit already has, most likely, would be extremely good. Plus 40% magic. I mean, that's good. Now the unit itself is kind of confusing because she has magic and physical attacks, but she's not a hybrid damage unit, so it's confusing. She has the W skill, or dual cast, if you want to call it. Just a very confusing unit. I looked over several times over the course of the year when she was out, and I don't know. It's just not that useful. I guess if you don't have very many units or very many attackers, this would be fine. If you don't have anyone better, because she does have something good in her kit, I just don't really know the best way to build her, because these percentages are a little low, and I'm not so sure what this chains with. So if you're watching this and you know what this chaining move is, put it down in the comments, please. I'd love to know. Not much else to say. I mean, it's just a 4 to 6. We're not really going for the 4 to 6s on this banner. This is what we're going for. Now, Faye on his release is going to be an extremely strong unit. However, if you weren't here during the Hayu event, your Faye is going to be very much lacking in terms of damage, because so far, that is the only two-handed fist in the game is the Sledge Tonfa, and that was from the Hayu story event, which was a few months ago already, unfortunately. So if you're using a one-handed weapon like your egging an arm, like I see a lot of people on the GP side, I'm just like shaking my head, but I guess they don't have a choice. But your damage is going to be significantly lower if you don't have the Sledge Tonfa, and I've already enhanced it to where at least where it'd be decent in advance, because I already knew it was coming. So his TMR extremely good, good on everybody. Like anyone that can clip clothes, like Aloha Laswell or Reagan, or like a lot of the top tier units can probably use this just fine. And I use this because I don't have Luna's STMR on the JP side. I use this all the time. Gives HP, gives attack, gives some stats, and also this. Although I don't really use this effect very often. I mean, it would be good on him. It's good on him more than others, or other monk users, I guess. His own purse is very good into his kit. I don't know if I've never maxed it, because you're basically only using this for the Imperil and the triple cast. But the damage is okay. I mean, it's alright, but there's other units. I personally prefer upgrading one burst of supports or tanks that require it, other than damage dealers, because you're not other than Hayu, of course, but you're not bringing Faye to the fight because of this. You're only using this to get his Imperil and also get this. So max it if you want, but I'm probably not going to. I'm struggling to max Orin's limit burst right now anyways. Most of Faye's kit is filler. None of these really do anything. I mean, they're kind of cute to use them every so often, you know, if you need to, like, not one-shot the boss, or you're doing too much damage to the boss, so you don't want to do thresholds, then you do some of these weaker moves, which it's okay. I will say, Elm did an extremely good job tying both universes together, because all of his moves are exactly as they should be, in order, basically, when he learns them. All of these moves are moves that he learns throughout the game in Xenogears. It's very good. Sometimes maybe a little bit too faithful to the game, because some of these moves that he has are just not very good. Like, this is complete garbage. You'll never do this. And I should always shake my head at this. This is just not good at all. But I mean, it is what it is. Most of these are not so great. The main one you're looking at is this one right here. This is the only one you're really looking at, and this is actually, I think, a 900% modifier or higher. It's not 700, so don't be discouraged by this number. Right? This buffs it up. It's level 120, so you want to get him to 120 if you can. The rest of these aren't as good. However, on the global side, I think this will be better, because on the JB side back then there were not very many AT chainers, because Axar still wasn't out yet, and Dark was a very awkward element, even though it makes sense because this is his strongest ability that he learns in Xenogears, so it makes sense for this to be the chaining move that he would use. However, Dark doesn't really work because Satan also has AT chain frames, but they're water, so they don't really match up very well. However, on the global side, there are some units that can AT chain now. We have, unfortunately, a lot of them are limited edition units, but we have Dracula Aswell, so he can chain with Dark with a Dark Greatsword or a Katana or anything like that. We have Yun, unfortunately another limited edition unit, but he can equip Dark Fist or Dark Dagger if there is such a thing. Necro Dagger, but it's dual elements, so not so great. There's some other AT chain like CG Lastwell or PG Lastwell. He's a lot better on the global side, or Reagan, which is decent. So he has more partners on the global side as opposed to the JP side, which I really like, and I'm going to be looking forward to getting him at some point. Extremely good. This is going to be going forward. A lot of these TDH units or 5-star attackers will be having these kind of buffs. Maybe not as good as this, because this is insane. But certain units will have the self buff. So sometimes you not even need to bring a buffer. And this is okay. And then this is very important to his kit. You want to get to 120 immediately, as soon as you can. And that's really it. I mean, is he worth pulling for? Hell yeah. Is it worth going for 4? Only if you can. And it depends on the banner, because I don't know if Gumi is gonna do with the gold JP side where there was tickets, or you could get limited edition tickets, and if you had 5 you get one of your choice. So I'm not so sure if they're gonna do that here, but if I don't get 4 of each, I'm gonna be very mad. I'm going for 4 of each of them. But that's me, because I love Xenogears. Xenogears is like my favorite all-time favorite game, favorite all-time RPG, favorite everything. So that's all to say about that. I mean, on the JP side, I pulled 4 of each of them, and then on the second match, I pulled 4 of Mori, and I pulled 6 Satan. I didn't mean to pull 6 of him, but I did. So there's that. If you don't know my dedication in this game already, then there you go. Elly, I'm pretty sure everybody's waiting for this, because people on the global side are saying, hey, don't pull for Elly because she's terrible and she can't chain well because her wind chaining doesn't work. However, even now on the GP side, I'm still seeing Ellys on my friends list, or random Ellys, or people that have them on like the second or third or fourth or fifth slot Elly. So she's a very long-lasting unit, as opposed to a lot of people that are in the YouTube comments on other videos and on Reddit, people saying that she's not a long-lasting unit, and I heavily disagree. She's a very, very good and long-lasting unit. Her limit burst is probably her weakest thing that she has, because it's really nothing that special, but she does get this 3-turn 150% magic boost, so it's something. Her rod is you have to equip it because she gets triple cast with it, so you have to basically have this. But this is insanely good, and hopefully I can get this on the global side. I have this on the JP side, and it helps out tremendously with the elemental Tetris bosses that will be coming on the global side. So everybody that's crying for difficult bosses, they will be coming, and you will cry, believe me. You will not be happy about some of these bosses that are coming. But I will be trying to get for this. Most of her kit is filler. I will say that. So like a lot of these moves, just like for Faye, these are just all the moves that she knows in Xenogears. I never really used any of these moves. You really want to use... I've used this, kind of. I've used... Like, some of these are okay, like, the top half is not so great, but once you start getting down here, it's okay, because some of these moves are okay to use. This is mainly what you're going to be looking for. As of this video, this only changed with herself and Ultima on the JP side, but her enhancements that are coming on the JP side in a few days, or next week, or whenever Alan's going to be releasing them, because they said that they were going to be having enhancements. They might fix this to have actual chaining, like Chaos Wave chaining with CG Terra and all the others that are coming out. The rest of these are just one hits, but most of the time I use this. You know, most people say that this is bad. putting two Ellys together and using this it does a lot of damage, and even doing solo bosses, doing this one every turn, it does a lot of damage. It stacks up tremendously because of her imperil that we'll be getting to shortly. It does a lot of damage, even by herself. Just doing this every turn, bam, 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 and you're doing insane damage. And so speaking from actual trial experience, and not from just looking at a calculator and saying, "Oh, this is bad." So, however, I have never really used these because fire is just all around easier to use than all the other elements, other than this, of course. She gets a lot of good passive stats. This is still pretty insane. That she gets the 100 imperil to these. And on the global side, this is gonna be crazy. People are probably gonna lose their minds because this is insane. And she gets the the quadruple 5 cast. This other one is okay. I really only use this in arena when people have annoying resistances to everything. That's the only time I've ever used it, really. And that's about it on her. She's extremely good. Is she worth getting? Hell yeah. I'm gonna be getting 4 of her if I can. On the global side, I'm pretty sure Gumi is gonna. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know about this being not the proper chaining. So if Gumi doesn't fix it and they just leave it as is because they think it's gonna get cash money, then whatever. But it's in their best interest to at least try and fix this or give her a small global upgrade of some kind. And lastly, the underrated unit, Bart, a support / attacker, but mainly use as a provoker / support dodge tank. This whip is good, but not so useful right now because there's not a lot of whip users other than himself, and this is insanely good. I've used this on my X-Star for months because the LB fill rate is very synergistic to his kit, and he also has that accessory TMR that gives him 50% LB fill rate. So very synergistic to X-Star's kit. This is good on any attacker really, and the machine killer is just a cherry on the top. This is good, but for the most part, you're not going to be using this because most bosses are resistant to this. But it is good, and only the damage increases with the long burst level up. So this stays the same, so it's okay. This is the main reason why he's as good as he is, but I will say he really needs a W skill in his kit. He does not have it. Just so you know ahead of time, he does not have a W skill in his kit, so he has to use this, and then he has to go down and use this, the Mirage, which is unfortunate. Hopefully he gets enhancements for that at some point. And as always, he has all of his abilities just like in the game. So he has a bunch of chaining, he has a bunch of it's like awkward chaining, but it's okay. But you're not really bringing this guy to be a damage dealer. He's a support where he can imbue these 4 elements just like in Xenogears the game. He has the Mirage. He has the AT chaining, but I mean, come on, you're not really bringing him to AT chain. He has the limit burst fill. That's about it, really. I mean, he's extremely good, but he's underrated because of the other 2 units that are on the same banner. Pretty much everybody on the JP side overlooked him, but he does have breaks. He has this. The blind is very useful against Ashura, an Esper fight that will be coming soon. That's about it. I mean, he has 30% dodge in his kit already, so he's easy to build as a dodge provoker, which I've used. I've used him several times as the dodge provoker, so it's good. He's really good at that role. and also you can imbue, like I said. And that's really it. I mean, is he worth going for? Yeah. If you don't have someone who has this kit, or someone you want to imbue these 4 elements, which is insane, and also it gives some other things as well, so that's really it. I mean, are all these 3 units worth getting? Yes. I say yes. Is Elly as hyped up as she's supposed to be? Yes. I think she is. And I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care if you write a paragraph comment saying that I'm an idiot, I'm wrong, and Elly's bad. I don't care. I personally think she's really good. And it's my video, so I can say what I want. You can make a video saying that Elly's bad. Go right ahead. In this video, I'm saying Elly's really good. So there you go. The only thing that on the JP side, I'm really hoping that this can be changed to Chaos Wave 50, which is the Chaos Waves that all the other ones can do, like Trans-Terra and all that. So I think that's about it on this video. Hopefully the music wasn't too loud. Hopefully if you feel like this video was up to your standards and up to entertaining, then please leave a like. Please leave a comment if you would like to, and if you're new to the channel, and I know you hear this on every other channel, but I really appreciate if this video can get some subscribers, and I'm really hoping it can. Trying to build my channel up, and trying to get better at these kind of commenting videos. I say that in every video, but I'm really trying to get better. I'm really not so good at this. I'm not a broadcaster. I'm not someone who does this for a living. I'm an IT guy, so yeah, a little backwards, don't you think? I'm not really trained in this field, but I'm trying to improve my YouTube channel if I can. So I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you have any questions about these units, if I missed something or anything like that, please leave a comment down below. Alright guys, have a good day. See ya.